Told you guys. Welcome to K-pop drama. In other words, we're just gonna talk about capitalism. LOL. I fucking told you guys. But it's so weird, it's so bizarre, it's so dystopian for me to just like, oh, the resonant has arrived, you know? My thoughts have manifested into a tiki-taki. I don't know what's going on. But I'm just never wrong, my friends. It's actually like a very important practice to read the signs. Because the signs don't lie. They're there. There could be billions and thousands of other types of signs, but it's this one in particular. And if you read it, the most important sign being the sleeplessness and lack of baby making. Yeah. Then the next sign is North Korea existing right across the border and being called the exact fucking name. Korea. You know? Even though apparently that's a wrong name. But no one's gonna fucking care. Apparently, like, South Korea wants to be called the Korea. The Republic of Korea or something. It's just not gonna happen. You can see now why I have to be subscribed. I cannot be deceived. I read the signs correctly. And I decipher the drama when it happens. But the question is there drama? I mean, yeah, capitalism.
This is the state of data.
Capitalism through the lens of the most capitalistic country. That's what we're talking about. We're observing capitalism as if it's a fucking, I don't know, social experiment, but more like a show. Not a sitcom. There's no good name for this. Let's just call it The Movie. Capitalism the Movie. South Korea edition. Because they know better. They know better than Americans, maybe. It's because they just kind of follow this as a religion, really carefully set up rules around it.
Dating and marriage in Korea right now. Korean women all want to marry Chinese men, and Korean men all want to marry Japanese women. And meanwhile, the Korean birth rate is at an all-time low. In fact, this year, strollers for dogs outsold baby strollers. And the government is paying people to have kids.
I hope it's not something you didn't hear before. One sign for me personally is that, like, some population or male population is dragged this way and female population is dragged this way, which actually makes no sense. I would expect the opposite. Like, women are dragged down and men are dragged up into China. But it's the opposite. Maybe the world is upside down, I don't know. Or maybe South Korea has no integrity, so it's the women who are going down, the Chinese women. But, like, I don't know. What does that mean, right? I needed more information about this. It sounded pretty interesting. It sounded pretty believable. It seems a little weird, but everyone is living in a fantasy world, in a private fantasy world when it comes to capitalism, right? It messes with our brains. We don't even see local people as potential partners anymore. And that is true, at least for me. But the dating scene would be so much easier if it was, like, locally based. Tinder would fucking work, you know? Of like, oh, you're just like 2 kilometers away. I have to meet you now. Like, that's it. Finally.
Makes it harder to see underneath. Did we ever know? Did we ever know? Did we ever know?
This vibe.
You see all inside of my head. Maybe you still think I don't care. But all I need is you. Yeah, you know it's true. Yeah, you know it's true. You gotta go where we are and let go. We're so
See, TikTok throws me South Korean stuff all of a sudden. Isn't TikTok just kind? Because I was talking about capitalism, someone brings up Venus Project. And my answer is sure. Sounds good. Because you know what we have been doing? Before capitalism, we lived in villages. We lived outside of the cities. Then we go into the cities. But what if we make cities smart? You know, like with smart people. With actually, like, filter out all the filth. Alright? And we put people who are capable of not destroying society up in here, you know, and slowly we just spread out and build more cities like that look the same. But that's kind of scary, you know, you don't want it to look the same. You don't want to define it too much, but you want it to be the new thing that, like, spreads out slowly. Copy paste, you know? The successful ones build more cities or whatever. Maybe it is still money that builds it, while the not so successful ones will have to, you know, keep working harder. Will be told that they're not successful. And that's crazy level of shame. This is the future. I mean, it's not that crazy. Someone dedicated their life to see the future. They were so interested in the future. They did not want to live in capitalism, did not want to, you know, worry about it too much. They saw too many flaws and just, you know, started imagining the future. It is one option of what you can do in life. I guarantee you, 100% that is the future. Why? Because people have to escape. Every building is on fire right now. Everything is fucking collapsing. It is 9/11 everywhere all the time and people can't even see it. It is 9/11 every day of the fucking week. 9/11 happens to be now a Tuesday. Plane hits, drone hits the fucking thing and explodes. It is literally, we're living in that fucking timeline right now. So people will need to escape into smart places with potentially fucking towers of defenses and shit versus drones. Like, who knows, man? But escape is definitely, I see it in the future. It has to happen. And escape from old systems as well. It's all fucking disgusting right now. It's getting to the point where drones, when they hit a building, it does collapse in its entirety. There's no integrity in society anymore. We have to leave capitalism into somewhere, and, you know, people have the vision of the future. I'm not going to disagree with that whatsoever. But before we do this, we have to comprehend capitalism as best as we can. Remember, this is the thing that opens the world. The world is opening up. The internet is introducing itself to the world and interconnecting and making us feel faster. Like we can travel just with our thoughts into any place in the world, and we can engage in geopolitics so easily. With all the confirmations that, in fact, every country you're talking about actually exists and have their cultures. You have to appreciate this because this comes from the internet, something that we didn't have back in the day. This can produce a completely new invention, a completely new generation of cities. Absolutely. Anytime a new technology is involved, a new established technology, like the internet, and we definitely don't have much more than that, but we have like smartphones. Anything that attaches itself to the internet is also like a fruit of the same tree. But there's the actual core, a core invention that will finalize everything that we're inventing basically towards. This was actually the ending of Dragon Ball Z, and while Community cannot provide a big enough spirit bomb, if you ask basically everyone in the universe to give you energy, to combine their smart devices into something, maybe something happens. When everyone complies, you know? When everyone gives consent, governism appears. And unfortunately, as the guy is trying to tell you guys in this video, socialism would disappear, communism would disappear in this resource system because there's no money in it. And it's like, we can still have money. We have established money. You know, we have perfected it. We can still have it. But the way we manage it fundamentally has to start changing. Where money comes from, how long you can keep the money. The resource-based economy is the idea that you can be given resources pretty much satisfying most of people's lifestyles. Like, everyone needs a fucking microwave, but in this case, I would say air fryer is much more necessary. Everyone needs electricity, internet, just basic utilities, and this is what it would establish, right? But we can, while we are checking the boxes, we can check extra boxes. And if you meet people's needs, then that's it. Like, the rest is up to you. You know, how high you want to go, that's up to you. Or you just want to live in the low. Like, philosophers like living in the low. They just want to talk to people. They don't want to achieve anything special. They don't want to be winners. They just want to be generally smart and liked people. And in capitalism, it's not possible. Alright? Well, you're a philosopher, you're not special. It's pretty much impossible to just be a philosopher. It's not something people even expect in the streets. Like, you would be on the streets talking to people. Now with TikTok, though, it seems to be like a philosophical spark. You approach person, you ask questions. And that's a very interesting thing. I say this because governism would kind of have this, okay? Potentially even the center of, like, it would hold, like, the smartest people. They would just stand there, waiting for you to challenge them in a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh battle. Like, you don't understand what these communities would look like. Every single community would be so diverse from each other. There might even be a fucking card game community. It will feel like going to a special university in a whole different dimension where people are interested in specific activities, right? And when you're part of that community, then you're locally obligated to like each other, and different genders, they finally stop looking for each other, and they find each other more often. As ugly as it may seem, it will work. It will 100% work, and it is 100% the future. This is generally how governism would look like. Some people say authoritarianism, but, like, shut the fuck up, okay? Simplify. Are you that stupid? Do you have no integrity and self-control of the words that you say? You fucking fool, you know? You will need to learn this. You will not survive under governism if you don't allow yourself to break and change a few things. It's self-explanatory anyways. We use government all the time as a word. It's not hard to fucking learn this one. I mean, we have Gen Z basically inventing new vocabulary by themselves. They want power too. Everyone is craving power right now. So that's the only thing that's left out of the system, is where's the way out? That's the K-pop drama. Where is the way out? And I've actually heard in the video mentioned South Koreans are building, like, smart city, and it's like, oh, they are doing something, aren't they? Interesting. I would even be interested. I think, like, North Korea would also, like, get a smart city. You know, they would order themselves a smart. Can I have one? And they would just get one. You know, they probably would just light up of, like, oh, finally capitalism is gone. Can I have a smart city now? And you will see North Korea fucking just blow up into something you never expected. Because this is the thing, you know? This is the thing that empowers a lot of people who have been suffocating right now. So yeah, the commenter fucking got me, okay? I am gotten. Yes, that is the future. I should have mentioned this, and it's not my achievement that this is in the video right now, but That's what has to happen right now. While the guy presents skepticism and says that capitalism relatively works, and that ideas like these are pretty common, there's a lot of that, sure, but we have to settle, we have to settle down and accept one of these ideas of how are we going to build things from now on. Like, we inventing all these technologies, but how are we going to live from now on with all these technologies? We have to start settling down. We got to start plugging these things into the earth and asking people to come in if they like generally belong in that community. But as comes with governism, and you know what government's like, when you have to go to space, you have to do a test. You have to do an exam. These are going to be like the craziest exams you've ever seen. And Asians are like, oh my god, I know how to do exam. Fuck. They're already ahead of us, alright? That's another K-pop drama, bro. Asians are already ahead of us. They already occupied 90% of the fucking city. We can only say diversity is our strength and be invited out of pity. By all means, test will be required. You will not pass into the city just because you asked for it. Okay? They didn't build it for you personally. They built it for smart people to do smart things and just live a less stressful life. Okay? Where they're actually being taken care of by just the system itself. The system itself is clean and takes care of people now. Alright? And it's actually something, again, K-pop drama, because they're having old people. They would want to just send old people first to these kind of places where it's like easy to take care of them. It's specifically designed for them. And when someone dies, they will give the testament. Who are you gonna leave? Like, when an old person dies, they have to give it to someone else. And they can't potentially give it to a family member. They just have to give it to a person they like the most. I don't know. Out of all the submissions or something. I don't know. Like, you can start theorizing because this is happening. There's no other way. And yes, I'm sensing that old people gonna get the priority. Older people get priority. Just like retire in here, just be taken care of easily. And it solves South Korea's problem again. Welcome to governism. Just set your clocks. There's 2 more years, and this will start being talked about and being built. This will become serious very soon. Because the most important thing, we have to convince corporations to work for us. Okay? We need to kind of shake the corporations out of the monopoly. We have to collapse a lot of them. We have to declare war against corporations. Only then can we actually build stuff like this, because it would contain corporations after all. Would contain production and all the secrets of the production. You want cookie? You have to have cookie factory, okay? It's not that simple. But yes, digital ID. Every single person would be accounted for, and you have to get a job, basically. You will be offered a bunch of things. Potentially there is a social credit score, because you just don't want to be the fucking loser in this bubble, you don't want to be the laughing stock. Because someone has to wear the clown suit in the end, okay? Someone has to be elected to be the loser with a clown suit. Some trans individual, I've decided, right? They're not gonna rule the world, right? That would be a weird future. If trans people win Eurovision or something, that would be crazy. We did it one time. We don't need the future for it, right? Very basic introduction for people who are searching for this material. Jack Fresco, I believe he died at 101 years. That was the announcement in this video 7 years ago. So, and he lived for this just one reason. He's such a spicy man, in my opinion. Like, he definitely doesn't feel American. It feels like he knows so many cultures, and potentially wanted to feed people hope of the future, and just like a very nice person. K-pop drama be spicy, am I right? Spicy young man retired over here, you know. That's how we're gonna call Jack Fresco, I think. In second layer, he wore a clown suit for 3 days, though. So I don't know how you want to feel about it. You might not like him that much, actually. It's like China is like the safest place in the world or something, isn't it? I mean, it's refreshing for me. For some people, they want to be edge lords. They want a little bit of danger. For me, I don't want to be hit by a car. So I don't want noise around me. Like, please leave me alone. In the center of the universe, of course. Leave me alone in the center of the universe. Fantasies like these, like, absolutely, go right ahead. Imagine whatever. Whatever suits you, we are going that direction anyways, you know? We're always going the direction of dreams and better solutions to things you have. But sometimes capitalism does feel like a dream as well. You know, when you have the freedom, the financial freedom to live the dream of capitalism. When you have the courage to travel and explore different things. For me, I'm just like, I'll grab some scraps from Amazon. If I want to be spicy, I will even order like South Korean snacks or some bullshit like that, okay? I'm just not a brave person. My reply to the commenter was like, I don't actually want to talk about Utopia or research about this. Like, I always feel busy and just like incapable of performing new videos, which is not exactly reality, but we shouldn't spend time here anyways. You know, like, it's Utopia still. We still don't really know how it's gonna work. I can only vomit fantasy on top of you and give you more hope, you know? Gotta live the Jack's legacy. That's an important step. You also have to care, you know? For the future to look a little bit more reasonable and easy to manage. Of like, if this gets outdated, people have to move out and then into like newly built city, you know, because it's outdated. This is outdated. We throw away our old iPhones and we get the new ones. But all of us do it at the same time. You know, it's more organized. Or people just move out to different blobs that do different things. But this gets outdated and it has to be like reconstructed into something else, you know. Right now, capitalism is more ugly than ever. There's this demon word of renovation. Yeah. And I can't even spell it. But it's a dirty word because while you're in a building, you do the dun 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 dun. You do the changes of the house. None of this makes sense. You don't do internal changes of the house very much. You don't actually repair anything in particular. Just the outside looks better and you pay a ridiculous amount of money for it. This is the shit that I'm suffering from in Europe, and I actually fucking dodged the bullet. I dodged this bullet. Maybe I did it myself. Isn't that crazy? Renovation is unbelievable scam. Of just like you sit in a house and it's being upgraded to a better looking house with worse people in it, you know? Yay. Such cool upgrade. And now you're paying rent. Congratulations. I didn't used to pay rent, but now I would have to pay rent if I go through renovation. This is the shit I'm trying to escape. Like, this is the stuff that will constantly come back and offer itself. Because fuck you, you know? Give me money.
Is accepted and influence is unavoidable. How did this happen? And what does this mean for Korea? This is Chaebols, the puppet masters of the morning calm.
Well, again, you mix authority with capitalism, you get something special, you know, something you have to run away from and avoid as the greatest trap. Yeah, half of South Korea is dystopian, authoritarian, enhanced capitalism. In Asia, getting to the top means a little bit more. This is where the wind gets even more powerful. Right? When you can exert a lot of power onto people below you. Alright then, what you got?
Into disparate industries with little to no thought, and they started taking on crazy amounts of debt due to government and banking support. This all came to a head in 1997. The Asian financial crisis swept through Korea and the chaebol system began showing weaknesses.
I'm just saying that's how it sounds like when you try and combine these two things together. You start colluding with the government. It is the ultimate win condition in capitalism if you can get government on your side to not be regulated while everyone else has to be regulated.
Group twice for embezzlement and corruption, Hyundai countless times for slush funds and bribery, Hanwha for embezzlement, Lotte for corruption and bribery, and many, many, many more. In almost every case, charges are later dropped. It's so common for rich elites to get away with anything in Korea that there's actually a saying for it, the 3-5 rule. 3-year prison sentence that is suspended for 5 years. At the heart of the problem is the fact that chaebol ownership structure is one of the
There
main
is something spicy about this.
reasons why the Korean stock market is perpetually trading at a discount. Foreign investors
My best description of why this happens is that it's a little bit of a self-destruction to be on the top. Alright, you're still destroying the people around you, and these happen to be shareholders. They actively don't want the shares to go up. Fascinating, isn't it?
Sure
They
is.
don't want anyone else to benefit. They don't want people to be interested in buying shares. It's very unusual type of capitalism we see here.
do not trust discusses this all the time. If you can't have a monopoly, what's the point? Once you have one, you call all the shots. Further,
Again, is the same concept of combining power and capitalism. It's one thing to hold, the highest spot in capitalism because it's an example for other people to rise and still compete against you. It's a whole other thing to be fucking hostile in a way. Dominant.
practices.
The moment you get a monopoly, the game is not interesting anymore.
Economic future, you have no choice but to work. And the saddest part is, this is almost unfixable.
It's crazy how boring this is. It's like, okay, it told me what I already suspected. It's crazy. There's a dark side. Did I knew this statistic? Because that's fucking weird.
Is what would eventually lead them to dominate pop culture around the world.
When I moved out here,
K-pop drama. See? Everyone has to talk about it. Such hard-working people.
it surprised me was the work ethic. People
Pressure in the education.
Not only education, all the Korean society is very, very competitive. So there are a lot of perfectionists in Korea. If you don't get 100 points, then you fail. Yeah, after the war. Only the
Again, she literally answered the question. It's a fucking crazy question to ask.
really fast,
Of if it's not 100, it's 0. Where do you think that started?
really fast
Where do you think that started? When capitalism hit me in the balls. That's when it started. When capitalism rules came in and it's like, oh, we have to do that? Yes, sir. They just bow down to capitalism. They literally had capitalism come in to their country and be like, oh, bow down to me, and they did. Like, there's no more literal description that I can actually give. This is the maximum description you can possibly. It's like Godzilla comes in and it's like, it's time for capitalism, guys. Yes, sir. Is Oliver cooking right now?
It would end in a stalemate, and Korea would be partitioned into 2 countries, communist North Korea and capitalist South Korea. of their Confucian values. The problem is, Koreans also live under an immense pressure to perform as individuals. In a sad way, Korea seems to have kept the worst parts of Confucianism, the shame and judgment, while also discarding the best part, the closeness with family and community. Meanwhile, they've adopted the worst aspects of capitalism, the glitzy materialism and striving for fuck you money, while ignoring the best parts of it, the capacity for self-expression and individualism. Now,
Again, for me, it's just easy. That's what they discarded. Individualism and self-expression, American values. European values are family. And community. Maybe South Korea is cool when you keep distance from it. That's the interesting thing. When you treat it as like a capitalistic haven, maybe for spending time there, but not actually living there or trying to succeed in that environment. You just leave the fucking losers try and succeed in South Korea. As it comes to the vortex here, coming to a realization that run from South Korea, basically. That's what it is. Just run. It sounds like really scary to me. Yes, it's good in so many ways. To focus on education, nothing bothers you here, you feel safe. But still, it probably only happens when you are a fucking tourist. You know? More. It could simply be a place for you to spend money, spend quality time if you have, like, extra. I'm watching at 4K, just casually. Why am I draining myself like this? Don't worry, this is not 4K monitor. Yeah, I truly feel like Koreans are better off not living in their country, or at least escaping the fucking claws of this, like, nasty version of capitalism that wants to control you, wants to tell you that you are part of the system, you know? That makes you sleepless. And the moment Koreans kind of, like, run away, I wonder if it happens, I wonder if this, like, vortex actually just suddenly opens, if that was the drama of just, like, people have to prepare for this. Because the biggest vortex is everywhere. But why? Because South Koreans want to escape their prison. It's scary when I say these predictions, I'm like, I predicted now too many things, right? It's scary that it just feels unavoidable now. Whatever fucking comes as a conclusion, it's just too real.
values.
What this guy makes a conclusion of is that South Koreans are fucking listening. They have fucking giant ears for this thing. Of like, do you have a solution for this? And it's like, yeah, the rest of the world does not fucking suffocate from capitalism. Even Europe, a place that suffers from capitalism, doesn't seem to have the same problems necessarily. I don't know. I think Europe is actually worse. I think capitalism is devastating, and it could have been European drama, you know, since Eurovision is getting a fucking huge hit. We're kind of ending the suffering, though, so there's no reason to hang on to the past. Most of the bad things are in the past. My family being torn into pieces because of capitalism, my future family non-existent because of capitalism, my friends non-existent because of capitalism, women don't exist because of capitalism. Everything falls apart in Europe, and it's a fucking wasteland. So in a way, the way I justify it is I get to watch Koreans kind of slowly endure the same thing, endure the same fate. Because they live in the capitalism for longer. They're deeper in this trench. And again, people say of like birthday or birth rate reduction, but as I've said, like, you should celebrate that. That's the best thing ever. Birth rate reducing is the best thing ever. This automated escape from Korea is just not being born. Yeah. People should celebrate that.
in my personal opinion, is probably what leads to so much stress and despair. Yet despite all this, Korea has continued to surprise us with just incredible output in both the arts and sciences. It's almost like the mental health crisis here is the collateral damage.
Even though I don't know what half of it is, and to be honest, between the PC bangs, the fried chicken, and the nightlife, I think if I came here in my 20s, I never would have left.
If I came here with money full of cash, full of pockets full of cash money inside pockets that you can spend. Words, guys. I say
I
words
couldn't
sometimes.
help about their feelings and struggles within Korean culture. To my surprise, every Korean I told about this video was excited that I was making it and anxious to tell me about their experiences. They acknowledge that it is a real problem in their society and a new existential challenge they face.
More of the skyline of how much you actually own. Probably nothing. Probably zero apartments. Alright? But there's so much you can own, guys. What are you guys doing? Being losers in capitalism? Alright. All-seeing evil. Right? You have to respect your overlords. And the real people can fall apart. And, like, suicide rate is a signal of, like, you have to leave the country. The culture itself is just, like, corrupted. You know, leaving the country should be the suicide. That is the ultimate solution every single time. If you want to start a new life, just leave. Use the vortex. So even though there's like a direct path, how would it happen? See, it's the same thing, right? When we saw the country split into like, I want to go to China or I want to go to Japan, for women or men, it's different. It's splitting the country, but it's also like opening vortexes slowly into they want to go this direction, that direction. And I would say in a uplifting way, which is very different. I would say that's very different. Like, going to Japan for men is like helping Japanese women deal with their issues. Women going up in the world is helping men who have issues. Like being lonely in the world that shines around you, that offers you a lot of cool shit, like that is pain for a man. So, yes, please. I want women to come up here. Yeah, of course. Because I'm a recipient of their attention. I would be, funny enough. Should I set up a Tinder account? This is South Korea, by the way. Just like here, you know, so they feel like there's something worth chasing. Can I open Vortex? Foreigners are leaving. Why are you leaving Korea?
So I've been living here since all 4, and that really stung me because if I'm working hard and not knowing where my direction is, like what is the point of putting out this hard work? It's like literally worse than doing nothing because at least I'm not like funneling my energy into something that I thought was meaningless. So there's this book called Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Action. It's actually...
Oh, it's called anxiety. It's called anxiety, guys. It's like, you have to do something. You have to be doing something right now. You're not doing anything. How dare you? You would be better off doing something. Without actual goal and direction, it's even worse. Because you're not even being productive. You're just beating yourself up. And again, causing yourself anxiety. Maybe there's something antisocial about this. Normally, keeping yourself busy and tired is quite antisocial.
Actually nothing. Ask yourself, is the hardship worth it? Because if the hardship isn't worth it, then you should quit. The worst thing you can do is have it be hard and meaningless. Mic drop at
Uh-oh. What mic drop?
that, really. Okay, so this brings me to the second reason I'm leaving. And
What is that, though?
it is because I realized I am not...
That's why I'm leaving. See, she's already, like, pulling them out of this country. Oh, yes, it's Cat Young.
teacher coded private school, and it's a $1 billion industry here in Korea. But basically, I just It makes me so mad because the kids just like don't ever touch grass. Kids need to be able to play and explore and outside. But you know, like, this is just like not how a childhood should be. Like, imagine it's like prison. You should be able to go outside and like play hide and seek in the lake or whatever. Like, these kids, man, I just feel so bad for them sometimes. They have like school from like 9 to 5 and then they go to like their piano academy or their taekwondo academy.
Extinction?
Flocked to
I don't understand, however. How is capitalism so toxic that it can make cities go extinct just by accident? But again, like, collectively, we don't operate anymore. Capitalism just destroys everything in its path, it seems. Or rather, it feels haunted because you're building things that are not ever gonna be purchased. Capitalism is so fucking haunted. Oh my god.
These are all empty houses, says one grandmother. She's among the few people
That's
I
crazy.
meet in the narrow. The
Hey,
houses
look, all these houses though.
have long been deserted. About 600,000 people over the past failed to keep up. Industries driving innovation and providing high-paying jobs like technology and finance converged elsewhere. Birth rates.
Funny enough, I feel anxiety making this video simply because I have to cram information. I have to find it and cram it. It's not usual for me to do that. I just want to be over with this. The usual feeling that I have is just like I'm passionate about my videos. This one I just want it to be over. Maybe I'm the problem.
Behind the university acknowledges students are moving away, not because they want to, but to look for work.
A social
Because they are forced to do so. They're forced into cities. Most people are forced into cities. That's the fucking problem. They just simply don't get the opportunities, or at least they think they don't. And I'll say this, like, there are imperfect players on both levels. The corporate level have imperfect players. They don't know how to build businesses. And then you have imperfect players in the basic game of Monopoly, the capitalism, that we know very well and love. The thing that actually is going away, like, imagine, it's actually fading, fleeting, slowly. Because the ugliness is starting to show, and people have solved a lot of capitalism problems, but the biggest problem is itself. You have to undermine capitalist values in order to present the solutions. Present the new utopia. You have to, like, remove the magnets from the cities and teach people how to do things. Do things locally. It's sort of like the helpless behavior, and like, without courage, you don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do, so you just, like, follow the herds. Trying to copycat, mimic what your peers are doing, and hopefully it's just gonna land you somewhere.
with
It is nice for them to have soul as the capital, right? To be magnetized to something spiritual, I guess. Something that feels like a lifeline, maybe. I sprinkled a lot of capitalism ideas in here because it can be mentally taxing. The most mentally taxing thing is be broke financially. I say it because lifeline means something in capitalism. Unfortunately, nobody is gonna help you. Capitalism is just the ideology of, like, individual success and ownership. It acknowledges existence of families and other ships, partnerships, you name it. Those are the people technically holding you a lifeline. I needed a lifeline to just, not pay rent all the time. That sounds like a fucking horror that people are sucked into the world of rent, into the world of extortion. Here's a prison cell, you'll just have to pay rent on it. So while capitalism introduces new values, you have to be careful not to burn the communist values that are left over. Technically, the baby boomer generation has to be respected greatly. Oh, what's that? That's normally your parents I'm talking about? This is funny, though. Day 6. Oh my god. There's a lot of shit happening across the world when it comes to government. This does include South Korea. At the very first episode, this is what kick-started the K-pop drama. So there's something more going on than just capitalism, guys. But I don't know how this ties into the world of Vortex. We even had political violence. Like, I do know how this ties in. Protest is a form of Vortex locally. Alright? You don't have to go very far to be a part of something. Protests happen in my country. So I understand this is definitely a vortex, just locally. But are we gonna have a worldwide vortex one time? See, there was even something proposed by like South Korea, like that would attract people into that country. They would pay you to make babies and marry someone. Some crazy shit. And God knows if that will evolve into something even more serious. I would never, in a fucking trillion years, would want to go to a city. It's definitely a fucking scam. Scam into a scam into a scam into a scam. The closer you are to the center of the city, the more you have been scammed. Your significance has been scammed. Your finances has been scammed. Your personality has been scammed. It's like you get closer to the fire. You burn more the closer you are to the center. Someone said $20 to live in there at this point. Rent is $20. Man, it's time to go to South Korea. That's it, guys. I will revive the city that's dying right now. Fuck that shit. What do you mean $20? What are you fucking talking about? What, nobody knows about that? You haven't been educated? Just build some businesses and you're good, bro. Sell sandwich. Import fucking milk. Fucking morons. Import milk from grandma. Easy. Easy money. This is what I'm talking about. Education doesn't even give you the unnecessary skills to be a good player in capitalism.
Busan still holds claim to being the second largest in terms of population. It can get those who left the city to return home.
Yeah, let's go home, guys. Let's go. Let's go home.
비슷한 조건이다 싶으면 부서 못 가는 분들한테는 중견 중소기업이 공단에 있는 그 기업을 가는 것보다 차라리 스타트업.
Unfortunately, part of being a, next level capitalism, which is also active, the corporatism, you have to successfully build a business. You can't just start up and flop up or flop down. What do you think? You try and nothing happens. Oops. For me, I understand, Mr. Beast, YouTube can be a business, but apparently I needed higher production shit to come out and much faster. So I guess I'm a loser startup, guys. Where's that $20 thing? Why do I have to search for it?
Including the homes are available at just $1,001.
Oh no, of course. Of course. It's with a newborn. It's special conditions for special people. The other dark side. In debt.
Their means or
you bought too many things today, didn't you?
the system is simply
you bought plastic surgery because it's mandatory in
fail.
there. Mandatory for men and women. It's equality in
As
there.
of 2012, indebtedness places South Korea among the
what are you doing, Switzerland? What the fuck is Switzerland doing here? That's how they're rich? They just... because money is debt? Wow. Richest countries, guys. Richest countries. That's how they do it. That's how you do it in capitalism. You know? This is crazy. Or technically it's just the only countries that made it to the list, you know, because they're big. And it's not even that other city is the third one. Wow, when you're in crisis, you can find affordable housing, isn't it? For special people. Literally, all government has to do is just buy the houses, you know? And you can build them too, if you want. Just, it's literally government's responsibility. It's not a fucking private thing. Because then, you know what happens when government builds houses? Oh, you can actually find them, you know? You can actually fucking find them and get them through actually high-level paperwork. Like, is government that fucking stupid? You know? You know, government gave pity to humanity, and it's like, well, we're gonna take care of like 5% of jobs. You know, they'll be able to find 5% of jobs. We have a specific government institution for finding jobs. Thank you, government. Thank you for saving humanity, you know? Wow, so kind. Can you do the rest of the fucking work now? Even find a wife is actually government's responsibility, it feels like. Because it's kind of trickling down to the government to fucking incentivize with money. Hey guys, please make babies, we're dying! Ah! One statistic about capitalism fucking stabbed me in the brains. Basically, for every friend you have, you are 2% more richer than a person without friends. Not only loneliness is a killer, and it slows you down, but in capitalism you have to keep on searching for things, and your friends can find like an extra thing when they're searching for something, you know? And they can test products for you, they can do so much fucking crazy shit, so you don't have to. It's the ultimate Mr. Beast fucking cheat code. With friends you're much faster. Fuck! He knows this! He knows the cheat code! Guys, we will never be able to defeat him unless we become friends. Yeah. Good luck with that. Unless we go into debts together.
Most heavily indebted countries globally.
That's better, right?
What's the most heavily?
Yeah, you put all this effort just to not tell me which placement these countries have, because you're not gonna convince me that this is this fucking steep. It can be like this, but not like this, bro. With only the biggest countries, like, number. What about my number?
K-pop idols influencers raise the bar, fostering a YOLO-style spending ethos.
These motherfucking K-poppers, that's what they're doing, we found it! Call the coppers! Call the fucking coppers right now! You motherfucking YOLOists, bro. Oh, you thought you were soloist. You're YOLOist. You're clearly in a group. You're clearly in a band. You're ganging on people. You're influencing people in the wrong direction. What is wrong with you, K-poopers? Fucking bastards. Let me give you some plastic surgery, you know? Fucking smash that face. Shit, we found it, guys. We found the K-pop drama. What is this YOLO lifestyle? See you guys in the next episode. YOLO lifestyle.
Prioritizing experiences and
consumer culture. Cycle of infinite purchases and infinite debts. What the fuck? What is that? That's a whole new level, bro, of capitalism. We're climbing stairs.
Carter. While other songs like Go Go feature lyrics about spending money, particularly...
Here we go. Let's go. Let's meet these go artists, am I right? Finally. The bad guys. The dead mouse drama continues. Go, dollar, run. Usually... What? Who? Alright, it's BTS, of course. But only stage performance? Are they this fucking cheap? Okay, just give me the fucking song. Oh, official music video is somewhere down here, you know? Oh my god. Show me. What's up? What's up, YOLO gang? BTS's pieces of shit, huh? I will immediately take whatever fucking random guy is blaming right now. Whatever this random Jimmy is blaming, I'm like, yep, we found them. We found them dollar-handed. Bro, that's their music video. Korean men are fucking degenerate, basically. What is this? Did I film this? So it's not a real music video. Why? I will never understand this fucking garbage.
You only live once, and indulging in spending habits, really a daily anxiety. It's also a reoccurring theme in films like Parasite and Squid Game. Both have captured a global audience.
I've heard of Squid Game. I wonder why I heard of Squid Game.
Low wages and cramped housing.
You know, fuck off with your cramped housing. As long as you don't have noisy neighbors, you're fine. I can live inside this fucking tile if I have to, without noisy neighbors.
Even children luxury items are a status symbol.
Okay, boomer.
Department stores, this keeping up mentality drive households to take out credit for nothing more than image maintenance.
Motherfuckers, look how cool I am. What is your debt? What is your debt? That's what you say to a Korean who pretends to be cool.
Education is an excess and
you come up to a Korean and you look down into their crotch, basically. How big is your debt? You obviously release a few grunts of like, how big?
Cost.
You point a finger at the crotch and then you ask, how big is your debt? Did you do plastic surgery yet? You know? Do you belong to YOLO gang?
Unfortunately, these debts do not simply Korean families.
Next episode is called the YOLO. Join the YOLO gang.
Pay around $3,500.
Join Korea's YOLO gang.
People accounted for nearly.
Okay, I'm not gonna complain about this one. Alright? This is not even propaganda. It's almost scary that you would actually need something like this. Like, how do you even do this? Or it is propaganda because it's a fucking lie.
Nearly a million.
You know?
It reportedly had
individuals finance.
Now, you still probably want to be ugly just because ugly is the new cool thing to do, you know, that's the actual YOLO thing to do, so you only live once, so if you spawn ugly, what are you gonna do, bro? What are you gonna do, bro? You're gonna do plastic surgery, really? You're gonna go in debt for plastic surgery? Do you know that plastic straws exist? Now does plastic surgery sound cool? I don't think so. And don't you dare say that it has nothing to do with plastic.
Procedures and products through loans as well as credit cards, making beauty standards a
Wow, she was not smiling previously. That must be plastic surgery.
Has risen.
I've done a video on Rocket Ship where, like, this bitch face could use a smile. And it's like, that's plastic surgery right there. Biggest plastic surgery you can get for free. Right now. Order right now. I'm waiting for your call. I'll teach you this muscle movements procedure. You will go from a bitch face into a face that probably knows sense of humor, you know?
This practice, once seen,
it's explaining this weird way of paying for housing, even though it's just like you're paying 50% of the cost of the actual house, so might as well pay 100%. But it's just like they come up with stupid shit. Government, just scoop out the fucking homes already. We're doing stupid shit right now. We're monkeying around with a stupid house, and we're turning into a fucking loan machine. I have a house, that means I can loan myself some money from some random person. Wow, what the fuck is this? Getting 50% of house value, just just to have the money as a loan. What is this?
Deposit,
I can't
revealing
understand.
practice.
And yeah. The guy defaults on the fucking deposit when he spends it all. Oh my fucking god! It's like, oh, you're gonna return my deposit from 2 years from now, right? Oh shit! You just spent it all. Fucking asshole. Bro goes to jail instead. Oh shit! And tenant is like, I guess I did pay rent this whole time. Where do I get the money now? This is such a broken system. It's crazy. What sounded to be cool is actually a fucking trap anyways.
As innovative,
Man,
now
fuck you
contribute to
guys.
that instability and housing.
I need to make a TikTok urging people to subscribe to the government for housing. Let the government take over.
Turn to small businesses, especially in crisis periods.
What a hard job that is.
But business volatility
You really move those fries.
is a high. When
Keep moving though. We didn't see. We just only saw 10% of your work.
concerning
I wish
issue
all
is
jobs were like this.
the rise of predatory interest rates.
Just move an item back and forth, and it's like, oh, I guess it's ready. You want to buy some?
Sometimes up to, but online.
I'm one of those motherfuckers who put food in the middle of the microwave, you know? I'm that evil.
And under-regulated credit cards, creating significant financial stress.
Man, I felt this one. I felt this financial stress on this man's not plastic certified phase, you know?
Recently,
you are plastic certified. Go right into the pretty people's club, okay? Ugly people not invited. Oh my god.
Structural.
What the hell is Juan doing? Uh-oh. Juan! What are you doing? One is losing value versus euro. One is fucking weak. You're playing capitalism wrong, guys, I feel like. But wait. This is another vortex. Things in South Korea are getting cheaper. Fuck yeah, dude. K-pop idols are getting cheaper. I need to wait 5 more years and they're gonna be like 20% more cheaper.
To stay afloat. In fact, 37% of people over the age of 65 are still working, compared to 13% in other OECDs. Requires sustained commitment and policy innovation.
You know, I don't care what he just said. It's just the vibe that we're ending this video, you know?
Alter the country's financial landscape. Tackling South Korea's debt crisis demand comprehensive solutions that both address cultural expectations and structural economic challenges. Shifts in financial literacy, sustainable consumption practices, and policy reform are critical. To successfully navigate this complex issue will require collective efforts from individuals, families, and policymakers alike. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. And for more videos like this,
thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys help me purchase a K-pop idol in the future. See you next time. YOLO gang.